He's been having a bad time. He's really been having a bad time lately, huh?
This is just atrocious judgment, and I was glad to see many Democrats going online saying, we don't want this guy as the symbol of our party.
The other thing is just, I'm sorry, I look at this guy and it's like the thing that sort of made him percolate up outside of his own entity was the fact that he was abusing his dog on an internet stream.
I get this.
Remember that? Yeah.
He was shock collar.
Yeah,
and the dog.
I get to say
they all know about it. That's the main dude. How is it that that's the one thing everybody knows you for?
You're not a fan. We got it, Sandra.
To speak any moment now at the White House. We are told that will be about health care. Just after a major
That's so funny.
rules on marijuana. We're going to have that for you next.
That's so funny. They had to cut it off. They had to cut it. That is, for the record, this right here is quite literally the
what is it?
This right here is the straight news coverage. Okay.
What?
This is the second time today. Expect primetime host to follow suit later today. Yeah.
Here's the reason why Collargate matters. And I think a lot of people, nobody's ever really saying this. It matters because it shows that if it's true, it's an indicator of a fundamentally non-American, non-Western value on a very, very deep moral level. The way that a lot of other cultures treat dogs is vastly different than the way American culture treats dogs. Seeing somebody do that to a dog is culture shock. And I think that the reason why it was so viral, I mean, besides the fact that he tried to hide it and cover it up, etc., is that it is like a direct frame indicator that this person is on a very profound level culturally un-American. That's a big reason why. I think it is. It's like Aspen. Yeah, different values. And so it reveals the facade. And that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people talked about it. Someone's not going to like that one? Sure, right? You can say that. And he can say, well, I love the dog. I think Hassan probably takes good care of the dog, right? I'm not saying he's abusing his dog. I'm not even saying that. But I'm saying that, like, you see that clip and you see what he's saying. It's obvious how people come to that conclusion. It is. It's obvious. Like, oh, but what about 50 other times like I did this other thing with the dog? They're not seeing that. They didn't see that. It's hard to claim moral superiority. It's wild from the smartest dudes live now. What is this here? No. Palmer Lucky. I know everyone is busy talking about the New York Times interviewer smiling and nodding enthusiastically as Hassan Piker says the murder of Brian Thompson is understandable because he was guilty of social murder, but I want to focus on him electrocuting. He knows, bro. Everybody knows about this. Everybody knows. It's just, yeah. Well, oh yeah, isn't that the guy that shocked his dog? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes. It's it's his legacy. It is. It's his legacy. Oh my, he posted the meme. Oh no. Oh my fucking god. I abhor my fucking dog. Oh my god. Shocked his dog. The best part is this particular incident inspired people to go back through his streams and find dozens more. The dog just caught its nail on something and all the people disappeared instantly. So he even knows the background. Oh, I went back to the basics, criticized him for what he does on Twitch. It was true back then when only terminally online gamers cared about him, and it remains true today. He knows the lore? Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's a real one, man. He is. And I like him. Wow. Yeah, suck 100 bridges? Yeah, bro. As I said, you know, go to 100 political rallies and you shock one dog. You're not a political activist. You're a dog zapper. That's it. Oh my fucking god. And respect people, it should be illegal. I know. And yeah, from the fridge to the VV, Kaya should be free. It was really crazy. Like, he probably lost like 100,000 followers over that. It is fucking insane. And let me go back. I'll look at this later on, but let me finish this off because there were some more of these that happened too. The Whole Foods stuff. This is embarrassing. It's honestly like one of the most embarrassing interviews that like he's ever done. It's so sad. We're gonna watch it. Y'all ready? You're not?
Currency scheme that people are engaging in.
Mm-hmm. Would you steal from Whole Foods?
You want to go first? Well,
right, guys.
I'm pro stealing from big corporations because they steal quite a bit more from their own workers. However, one thing that might even help your ethical dilemma is the fact that
by the way, like if somebody like got into Hassan's account and they said that, well, we're gonna try to hack into your account and then have the money from this corporation of Amazon go to us instead of you, I think that he would be upset about that. But they would be stealing from a big corporation. I think that I think he'd be upset. You watched it yesterday. Is this the whole thing? And there's another one about the Luigi thing. And I'm gonna look at it. This is so cringe. Yeah.
Automated process that they design, these companies know will increase shrink, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually factored in. The lemons that you stole are factored into the bottom line of these mega corporations, regardless, and they still
end the whole thing.
Aston free buses and also government-owned storefronts, and two of those policies.
Can one of the mods find me the Luigi clip about this? Because like that was the one I wanted to talk about.
This beautiful city is currently working on.
Would you encourage stealing in the same way from a Mamdani-run city-owned grocery store with lower prices?
I remember. Okay, I did see this whole clip. I thought there was more to it than that, but maybe not. Let me go. I will even watch the Destiny thing. I'll even look at this. Let me see if I find it. It's on your Reddit. I don't know if it is or not. Let me see this.
I can't with young people today. Like, it's one thing if you like can't afford food or something, but when it's all these like decently wealthy yuppies that are like, it's like their form of protest. Like, I'm gonna shoplift. Why? What are you doing?
Share your Netflix password.
I do.
I also do. Well,
with anyone.
For the longest time, I actually had someone else's Netflix password. That was my primary access to Netflix.
And now you share your own?
Yeah.
Would you get around a paywall on an article you're trying to read?
This is like the most bougie fucking, like, also, God, the Riz word. I wonder if he actually tries to time, like, I'll wake up 20 minutes before this interview so my voice can be as low as possible.
Would you steal a book from the library?
Never.
Yes for the museum thing. All of this, you can just draw this on like the most slop lines.
Yep.
Wait, did he say yes? If they say yes, it's going to be because they have everything because of imperialism. So you should actually steal from every Western museum ever because imperialism.
No.
Would you steal from the Louvre?
Yes. The automated process that they design, these companies.
I don't even understand. Like, what is this? So they stole it, so I could steal it. Well, I mean, could somebody steal it from you? Like, how does this even work?
No, will increase shrink, right? So it's actually factored in. The lemons that
ridiculous.
Why do they say shit like this? Like, it's just so obviously not true. Like, is some amount of loss factored into everything these stores do? Yes. But if everybody starts stealing,
it's going to go up.
Then obviously that number is going to go up.
And now everybody has to pay for it.
And that's not going to be factored in. Places are just going to close.
Exactly.
Like, it's so crazy that these cringe fucks, because they never shop at these like fucking poor places, right?
Exactly.
These guys are in all the nice neighborhoods. They never have to deal with the ramifications of any of the crazy shit they say. Like, this is why when you go to certain stores, like, everything is behind a fucking lock now, and it's just going to lead to more
exactly what I fucking...
shit.
Yes, see?
don't play by the rules. We live in a society where there are billionaires, where the top 1% holds 32% of the net worth and the bottom 50% holds 2.5%.
Like, bruh, Hassan, you are that 0.001%. Like, does he not realize this? Like, how is he sitting here having this conversation?
Oh yeah, they're so bad. They're so bad.
Jesus Christ. You are the rich, bro. Yeah. Your family is the rich, bro.
Uh-huh.
The social contract is broken. And then there's also the slippery slope of what happens if we completely break the social contract and no one plays by the rules anymore. And I wonder where you two see the interplay of those two ideas.
Right.
Well, the rules are already designed in a way where if you steal from the poor, you become rich. If you steal from the wealthy, you go to prison. So there's only one.
That was so deep, dude. Oh my God, that was so fucking deep.
It's so stupid.
I can't with young people today.
It's so fucking stupid. I don't know how anybody thinks like this. Oh my God. And yeah, 7th grade logic. Yeah, this is like something I read. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me see if I can find this. And, oh yeah, I just wanted to put this whole thing into a single image because it was so funny. Israel lover wants another Israel critic murdered. What else is new? What the fuck does Israel have to do with it? What did Israel do? Okay, so this is the Luigi thing. Okay, let me pull this up.
Engels wrote.
All right, here we go. This is the other one I was going to watch it.
Engels wrote about the concept of social murder. And Brian Thompson, as the United Healthcare CEO, was engaging in a tremendous amount of social murder, the systematized forms of violence, the structural violence of poverty, the for-profit paywalled.
See, what happens when somebody thinks that Hassan is doing that when he's protecting people that are advocating for jihad? See, this is the reason why this system doesn't actually work. It's because when you apply it in a real situation, you realize that if you had everybody operating off of this, the whole world would be chaos. Like, because everybody is going to have a different definition of what social murder is. Like, for example, if you think that if you normalize the concept of social murder, that means that, well, now if people aren't giving you food at a store and aren't allowing you to pay for your food, or, you know, even though you don't have enough money, now they are kind of killing you because they're depriving you of nutrition. So in that same reasoning, you can come to the conclusion that it's okay to kill them. That's the problem.
System of healthcare in this country, and the consequences of that are tremendous amounts of pain, tremendous amounts of violence, tremendous amounts of deaths. And that was a fascinating story for me, because Americans are very draconian about crime and punishment. They're very black and white on this issue. And yet, because of the pervasive pain that the private healthcare system had created for the average American, I saw so many people immediately understand why this death had taken place.
Again,
Engels.
The problem with this is that the moment that you normalize political violence, you allow it for also yourself. This is the problem, is that I don't want to have any political violence. I don't want to have anybody advocating for shooting people in public. Because here's the actual result of what happened with Luigi. Luigi shot a guy in the back, and he killed him. United Healthcare is continuing on as a company. A new CEO is probably taking his place by now, and the company is probably operating about the same. And maybe the new CEO has more security. That's it. So it didn't even accomplish anything, really. Understandable and justifiable are the same thing. Well, and the thing is, what is this here? Well, this is what I just saw before. Yeah, this is the... I mean, everybody can come up with an explanation for why it's okay to kill somebody else if they're crazy. Like, this is the problem, is that the moment that you create a system where people feel like there are some acceptable forms of vigilante justice, what happens is that everybody now defines it in a different way, and everything is chaos. You can't have a world that works that way. You can't do this. Look at the United Healthcare stock. They're killing it. Yeah, how's the United Healthcare doing? Let me see here. United Healthcare. Apparently I looked it up at some other point. So 5 years ago, let's see here. No, it went down. It went down massively. Is this whenever the shooting happened? I actually don't know when the shooting happened. I have no idea. Yeah, it went down massively. Policy changes? I have no idea about that. This shooting happened on December 4th. Oh. Yeah, it went down a bit after that too, but it was also up really high. Like, it's kind of hard to say. So, yeah, okay, apparently this was something else that had happened. So, yeah, because Trump cut Medicaid, they get less money. I see. Okay, that makes more sense. And, yeah, I didn't even know that. All right, good. Like many social justice activists, and again, the problem leftivism is lost. It's not about the working class opening the poor. It's about the violent destruction of anything, and anyone can be an enemy of their ideology. I think that also, like, whenever you greenlight any form of political violent extremism, you will have this happen, like, to people that you agree with, like it, and it will. Like Charlie Kirk obviously was one example of it happening to somebody on, and I can almost guarantee you that when some left-wing person gets shot, a lot of right-wing people aren't going to go out and say how sorry they are. They're not. And why is that? It's because all of the left-wing people decided to make Charlie Kirk into a meme and rationalize why it was okay to to shoot an unarmed man in the neck. That's what it was. Trump did more damage to this corpo than Luigi? Yeah, of course he did. I mean, obviously, it's because Luigi didn't really do anything, and he's going to go to jail, and that's going to be it, right? There's nothing... There's nothing that matters, right? Supports terrorists, so he's not supporting political violence. Yeah, exactly. And so this is the problem, is that I think that Hassan should be very careful, like, making statements like this, especially as like a public figure, because people will see these statements and they'll probably view this as like a green light for people to harass him or annoy him or something like that. And I think that any form of political violence over a disagreement or over a law like that should be resolved with a legal dispute. And I think also, especially, I mean, you saw what happened. Like, Luigi did do what he did, and nothing happened. So, yeah, it's just embarrassing. And what you said about oppressing people that you know is going to hurt you, I see the same thing with political violence. I think that we need to be a lot more aggressive with suppressing political violence and political violent speech. I do. I think that we need to be way, way harsher on this, and I don't know why we're not. And I think that the fact that we're not a lot harsher around this is allowing people to just basically be crazy and violent and excessive and everything like that. And that video was very recent, by the way. Yeah, it was like a few days ago, right? Stop saying nothing happened. It's having reverberations within the culture. Well, what do you... So I'm going to pull you up. What do you, I mean, do you think that it's akin to saying Columbine kids did nothing? Well, they didn't. I mean, they didn't change anything. Like, yeah, now we have, so you're right. Luigi did do something. Let me be more specific. Luigi did not accomplish his goal. Luigi did not move people towards that goal. And this is the fundamental fantasy that a lot of these people live in, is that they think that all of these super rich and, by their own admission and accusation, sociopathic, evil, psychotic demons that are running these corporations are just going to decide, well, I guess they're going to kill us now so that the jig's up, right? We're not going to play this game anymore. We're going to stop doing it. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to implement a new Patriot Act. There's going to be a higher surveillance state. There's going to be more controls over speech. It's just normalizing it more and more. Seen by the fact New York Times is interviewing Hassan about it. Yeah, sure. And I think that this is the problem, though, right? Is that what is the conclusion of that normalization? What do you think the conclusion of that normalization is? The normalization of political violence and accepting that. What do you think happens when you do that? It happens more and more. Well, right. And what happens when it happens more and more? Like, yeah, duh. Like, so then what happens after that? Like, that's, like, I get it. I understand that's what you're saying. But, like, let's think beyond that. Corporos respond accordingly. You're using ambiguity. Why are you using ambiguity? Be more specific. Yeah, I'd like you to be more specific about that. What is accordingly? Yeah, what is accordingly to you? Let's find out. I'm confused by what you're asking specifically. That's what he said. How do you think corporations will respond when their leadership and people are getting killed? How do you think that they will respond? Because you said that they will respond accordingly. What do you think that response will mean? You're being vague. I think you're being vague because you know the conclusion to this. I think that you've worked out this logic path, and you know this does not end in a good way. But we'll see. We'll see what he says. Oh, I meant corporations won't be hurt, like you said. United Health. No, never. I've never been pulled up. Okay. So, well, what I'm saying is that this is what I think the conclusions. This seems like a misunderstanding. Who cares? This is what I think is happening. I think that the more violence and political violence that's accepted, the more you'll have people that will rationalize and justify more security, more surveillance, less freedom, and more control. I do think that a lot of the people that run these corporations are completely sociopathic, psychopathic people. I think that they are. And I think that's exactly the reason why you shouldn't do it. Because there's not going to be a world where those people just decide to lay down and be good boys now. Like, they're not going to do that. They're going to back channel with people in the government. They're going to use different tools that they have to manipulate public sentiment. They're going to shift the way that people see things. I think that you vastly and tremendously underestimate how brutal, how severe, and how effective these people are. You would be shocked. And the idea that, like, Luigi, and this is the problem, is that you're thinking inside of the grounds of morality of what's right and wrong. So there's no solution. There is fundamentally no solution to the human condition that the top 1% of people are so vastly, like, more resourceful, intelligent, stronger, more, better at planning, better at resource allocation. Those small groups of people will always amass a disproportionate amount of wealth and power because that's the way that people are. That's it. And so they're ruthless and brutal on a level that you can't even comprehend. Like you can't even predict what a person like that would do. Because again, like it's outside of the scope of what a normal person can even imagine. So tell them about isolated equate. Yeah, exactly. People have far too much power. They're too far gone. Well, what I'm saying is just like in a general sense, right? And it still has to be allowed. No need for collusion when self-interest converge. Yes, George Carlin. I agree with you about that. Definitely. And overall, like, is worth $8 million. That's a lot of money, right? Exactly. And my point is with all of this is that shooting people because they made you mad is a very bad way to do things. And if you do things and you base things off of that, you will eventually have those people shoot you. That's just what's going to happen. You should never allow that to go down or any sort of behavior to normalize this at all. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. So that's what my point is. Revolution always leads to a much worse situation. Well, they're just going to crack down on it more. You're not seriously suggesting that being rich means you're better? I think on average, that's exactly what I'm suggesting. I think that they are astronomically a lot smarter, more driven, more resourceful, and more motivated than the average person. And it's not by a 2x multiplier, it's like a 50x multiplier. Yeah. Are you suggesting that there's no correlation between IQ and wealth? Are you suggesting that there's probably no correlation between education and wealth? Or cognitive ability? Do you really think that? I mean, do you really think this? Like, and I know there are exceptions to the rule. Some people get born rich. Do you think I'm talking about them? Do you think I'm talking? Like, I thought we're having a conversation. Like, are you one of these people that, like, you know, because you can come up with like an exception or something like that? Like, you very clearly, we're not talking about this, right? This isn't what's being discussed. So why are you bringing up this like weird exception that's clearly not part of the conversation? Like, why are you even talking about this? This is an exponential. The more money you have, the more money you make. Yeah, I know that. It's clear tendency. Yeah, what is this here? Managed to escape in good time, be a lot to deal with. Yeah, I'm just gonna time this guy out. I don't want to read it. I think it's not a clear tendency. It's not a clear tendency. It absolutely is. If you look at IQ and wealth, there's a strong correlation, extremely strong.